All right, the case of the Dakota six South Dakota high school baseball players. There may be more involved, by the way. The ones we know about are aged 17 to 19. There may be minors involved who may have been charged. We're going to get an answer in a second. But what are the allegations? Raping two minors, okay, while at a baseball tournament back in June. At least one of the victims was male. We're told that the other victim, they don't know the gender. That doesn't make sense either. So we'll get an answer in a second. The 16s are being charged as adults. Is that the right thing to do here? We're going to get an answer. 150 years are on the table if convicted, okay? Lara Roetzel is the state's attorney who's going to prosecute the case. Counselor, thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Can you please give me a general description of what happened here and why it isn't hazing? Not that hazing can't go too far and be criminal, but what happened here?
So this summer, it was brought to the attention of the Mitchell Legion Baseball Board that there were allegations of sexual misconduct. Those allegations were maybe not taken seriously initially by the board. That's being further investigated, and we can talk about that a little bit more later if you'd like. But those allegations were then taken to the State Department of Criminal Investigations because there were people.
What was the nature of the allegations?
The allegations are of sexual misconduct, of rape.
What does that mean? Rape, so literally forced sexual intercourse.
Yeah, so second-degree rape, so forced penetration. Penetration by force is our second-degree rape in South Dakota. So those allegations were reported to our statewide investigative body, which is called DCI, because there were allegations that local law enforcement had connections to the baseball team. DCI started investigating the case, and they found that these incidents had actually happened here in Rapid City, South Dakota. So Mitchell, South Dakota, and Rapid City, South Dakota are on opposite sides of the state. These allegations were alleged to have happened here in Rapid City, South Dakota. So the case came under my jurisdiction, and that's how we became involved.
Can you please help me understand the idea of one of the minors or one of the victims involved? You don't know the gender? I don't understand that.
Yeah, no, we know the gender. It hasn't been disclosed publicly that both of these victims are male. I can disclose that to you.
Okay, I appreciate that. Also, can you answer the question of, is this a culture or subculture or perverse set of traditions that some of these boys may have had performed on them, and that this is just what is done there? Not that it's right, but that's why they did it. That's why some of the adults involved look the other way.
Yeah, I think that's what's so disturbing, and what makes this case so unique and interesting is that it was initially reported as a hazing incident, and that's how Mitchell Baseball was treating it. And what we're finding out as we dig into the investigation is that this is something that probably was going on for up to 5 years, that it was perpetrated by one generation of the baseball team upon another as a repeated course of conduct. And it's really frightening to me that they were characterizing it as hazing because, you know, hazing connotates something entirely different. And this is not that. This is an act of sexual assault, not hazing or initiation.
Well, it could be both, right? I remember an investigation I did about this elite prep school up here in New England called the Groton School, Groton, with the producer who's now the head of CBS News. And that's what was happening there. It was the same kind of penetration, not to sicken the audience, but hey, they got to know these kinds of things. The truth is the truth. And it was ritualistic, and the school covered it up, and that there was all this legal trouble as a result. If that's the case here, should these kids be tried as juveniles because they are also victims of the culture that they became perpetrators of?
Right. So it's important for me to know whether these particular young men were victims. And that's part of the information that we're trying to get as a prosecution of the case.
Hey, thank you for watching. Please go to newsnationnow.com, newsnationnow.com, And you can find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button down below. Then you will get more of NewsNation's fact-driven coverage.